Bad news for us, we're outside, which means it's cold and windy, but we do get this lovely countryside. Good news for you, you requested a zuccotto, so guess what we're making? Zuccotto! Thanks to your requests, Tesco took us to Ireland, where we met some great chocolatiers to learn how the magical stuff gets made.
Now we're knocking up 6 delicious chocolate recipes, recommended of course by you.
So let's talk chocolate.
So it's an Italian dessert
Yep.
that we didn't know much about until we started, but it's an absolute showstopper. It's chocolate sponge encasing a chocolatey mousse with another layer inside. We're doing layer upon layer upon layer. Starts with a sponge, so 3 eggs. If
Yes.
you can crack those into our mixer, brilliant. Then switch that on, and we want a high speed along with all of our sugar. Weights and measurements available down below. And while we wait for that to whisk up, we can take 300 grams of dark chocolate and snap it into a bowl. Right, while we've got lots of noise going on, we'll make a bit more noise as well. Double cream into this bowl, and if you can whip that up so it's nice, and we want soft peaks.
So we've now got a stand mixer, the wind, and one of these.
Yeah. If you can still hear us, brilliant. So eggs are whisking, cream is beating, chocolate is melting, and then we can come back together and do the next bit in just a moment. Once the sugar and eggs are thick enough to hold a figure of 8 with the whisk like that,
Yep.
then we can fold in all of our flour and all of our cocoa. So we'll get rid of the cling film. It's windy out here.
Right,
I have learned from my mistakes. And then very, very carefully fold all of that into there.
So you don't want to lose the air.
So you don't want to lose the air.
Okay. I'll tell you what, I'm glad I'm wearing a jumper because it is not warm out here.
Cold fingers. Brilliant. And if you tip that into our tray, it's a Swiss roll size and it's lined with greaseproof paper. It doesn't look very thick, but remember all of that air will expand and help to make our sponge super light. Once that's all spread to the edges, it needs to be baked off, so 200 degrees Celsius for 8 minutes, and then we allow it to cool.
Oh, look at this handy oven that I have found around here. Oh my, it's so quick and so hot that I have been able to get this one straight from the oven. Look at how that worked.
Seamless, seamless. So this is one we baked off earlier, and that's what you're looking for. A beautiful Swiss roll sponge.
I think we got away with it.
This should just peel straight off like that. Next up, we need to cut it and line a bowl, because this is essentially going to be the casing of a dessert that looks like that.
Okay, brilliant.
Okay, so we've lined a bowl with cling film, and then what we need to do is cut pieces out of this,
6
chunks, and then triangles. And that's very technical, but what you want to end up with
24
are lots of pieces that size.
Right.
Okay, and then what we're going to do, what you're going to do, is use those to line the base of
So
our...
this is how you make a square become a circle?
Yes.
Right.
This is geometry, really. Geometry with sponge.
Made it boring. He's made it boring.
Geometry with sponge. Look, you just put them in here, and it's the thinner ends at the bottom, and you go round and make it circular. Go.
Go.
So depending on the size of your bowl, you may or may not need to do some more around the edge.
Okay.
But just make sure the bottom is all kind of sealed in, there's no gaps, and then these bits can go around there like that. And there we go, pudding base and lined, a few offcuts of chocolate sponge for you to enjoy. Next up, we can put layer upon layer of cream inside of our dessert. So zuccotto wouldn't always have been a chocolate sponge,
okay,
but it makes sense since we're doing a chocolate series.
Chocolate.
Then we're going to do 2 different layers of chocolate cream. So we've got a melted chocolate.
So it's like a layered thing?
Like a layered thing.
Like the egg that we saw at Lear?
Yes.
Lovely.
Not quite as many layers and not quite as brilliant, but
okay,
just as tasty.
Lovely.
Right, so our first chocolate layer, chocolate and almond. Okay, so we've got all of our melted chocolate in there, gorgeous. Ooh. All of your whipped cream.
Gorgeous.
So what we do is put half of it in first,
okay,
just to kind of quickly fold in. You'll lose a lot of that air, but you just want to get it started.
Okay.
And then you can go in with all the rest of the cream. So this is like the simplest chocolate mousse ever, really.
Is that what chocolate mousse is?
Well, a lot of chocolate mousse will have gelatin or egg whites or egg yolks to thicken it and set it, but this is just cream, and the chocolate and the cold cream will help to set that warm chocolate as we fold it through. So almonds and chocolate, nice combination, so they can all go in there. And there we go. As long as you've got most of those pockets of cream folded in, then that is our chocolate and almond mousse, first filling to go inside of our zuccotto. So put it in, spread it to the edges so you've got an even sort of thickness all the way around, but leave yourself a well in the middle, because that's where the second layer goes in the middle.
Well, well, well.
And next for the layer that goes inside of the layer inside of the layer, so the middle bit, and that is going to be mint. So more double cream.
Is this like an evil layer?
An evil layer? Well, it's green.
Yes.
Like the Wicked Witch of the West, but that's about as far as it goes.
But you have like an evil layer, don't you?
Oh, layer.
Yeah.
Not layer.
Right.
Whip that up.
Princess layer?
Same thing, we want stiff peaks, and to this one we're going to add, because we're not adding chocolate, we're going to add a little bit of icing sugar.
Sweeten it up, baby.
And the mint flavour, which comes from mint extract
Yep.
or essence, a little dribble of that. And then the traditional colour you'd expect from mint ice cream comes from
Green.
our pandan extract. You could use food colouring, but this is a bit more natural, it's lovely. A little bit of that, and that's all it needs.
Beautiful. Mint and chocolate. All those two flavours that go incredibly well together.
Yes, and this is where the chocolate comes in. So that's the mint. I'm going to
Okay.
take another 100 grams of chocolate and I'm going to chop them up into chocolate chunks. Not far off that. And all of this can be mixed in now, like that. So soft peaks for the one that goes into the chocolate and stiff peaks for this one.
We use mint extract. Could you use real mint?
You could chop up some fresh mint, but actually,
Right.
it won't give you as stronger and as good a flavour as the extract. And there we go. That is our mint cream, which will go inside of our chocolate layer in here.
So much chocolate and cream.
There's something about concentric circles that's just very attractive, isn't it? Next up, you've got two options. You can either put another layer of sponge if you wanted to bake up a second one.
Okay.
You absolutely could. Or what you can do, wrap that over, and basically that's the bottom of your dessert, because later on you're going to turn it over.
Yep.
So no one will see the bottom. You've got the option of covering it if you want. And the
Yep.
best thing to do is get yourself a weight that can sit on top, probably a dinner plate or something with a couple of tins of baked beans on or whatever. Put it a weight on top, put it into the fridge, and it needs about 4 hours.
4 hours? I can't wait 4 hours for that.
And then you can turn it upside down, turn it out, and decorate the whole thing. Now the zuccotto's set, so we can flip it out onto our plate. Now zuccotto is an Italian word. Do you know what it means?
Chocolate bomb.
Nope.
Right.
It means little pumpkin, because at this stage it looks almost pumpkin-like. Is that almost fair?
Not at all.
Okay.
I don't know what they're chatting about.
Now look, you can leave it just like that with a dusting of icing sugar.
Yeah.
Or you can go the extra mile and add a bit more chocolate. So we're just
And
going
let
to
me guess, you're going to dribble it down the sides.
a little bit of white chocolate on top, but less is more. A few berries around the sides.
Yeah, you'll get some in a minute.
They're very noisy, aren't they?
Noisy sheep.
And guess what, Jay? Mint chocolate zuccotto. Is it fair to put a bit of mint on our mint chocolate zuccotto?
Well, you've got a whole mint tree there, haven't you? So, are we confirmed that you won't be having any more sprigs of mint on any desserts that don't contain mint?
I can't guarantee it, but for now, there is our mint chocolate chip zuccotto.
Sorted! I'm really looking forward to seeing this.
Look at that.
Ah,
Inside of there. And here we've got the chocolate sponge, the chocolate and almond, and the mint choc chip.
this please, soup spoon, thank you.
And I know a teaspoon wouldn't be big enough for you, so.
Nope.
Ah! Mint choc chip with nuts.
Yes. You know the only thing that's missing? Some alcohol from the sponge.
Creme de menthe. It's minty.
That is so good. It's not overpowering. You get the mint chocolate chip, and the chocolate is just delicious.
That is an absolute winner.
Oh,
Zuccotto, small chocolate pumpkin.
no.